Hi everyone and welcome to Studio de Sol. My name is Lina and in today's video I'm going to be making cluster flower earrings out of the polymer clay, so let's get started. And here's everything I'm going to be using in today's tutorial. I'm going to be using 3 different colors of the polymer clay. Purple and pink is from Sculpey Primo and the light pink color is from Fimo with the rose quartz effect. Then I'm also going to be using pins of different length, also the metal chain and some different size beads. I already pre-conditioned the polymer clay and I start with the rose quartz. I'm rolling it a little bit to make it smaller. And after that, I'm slicing out smaller pieces. Forming them into the sphere first, and after that pinching one side to create this kind of cone looking shape. Here how it looks, and after that, using the bigger awl, I'm adding on a hole in the middle of the sphere side of our piece and start stretching it out and forming a flower. I'm just rolling it on the side of my finger. Here how it looks. After that, I'm adding on a pin in the middle of it. Also pinching it, making sure that it sits well on a pin. And then I'm just touching up the petals or the edges of the flower. And here how it looks. Now I'm gonna make 12 more like these, 6 and 6 for each earring. I'm again forming the sphere shape. After that, slightly pinching one of the sides, and then using an awl, I start forming the hole from the sphere side of our clay piece and stretching it out, forming something like a flower. And after that, again, just adding on the pin on the inside. And here I have 12 rose quartz flowers. I switched to the bigger pins just because it was easier to attach to the sponge. In the same way, I need 14 pink flowers. And after that, start forming the purple ones. I'm making again 14 flowers of the purple color. And these ones I make slightly bigger than the pink ones. And here are all of my flowers. Now it's time to bake, and I'm baking them for 40 minutes under 275 Fahrenheit. And while the flowers are baking, I start assembling the earrings. Here, as you can see, I'm using the chain and I'm gonna be forming 2 earrings simultaneously just because it's gonna be easier to control and make them identical. I also put that little jump ring in the middle so I know exactly where 2 earrings are separated. And I start from the very bottom and I'm using the smaller beads first. I'm attaching them on a pin. I'm cutting off a few millimeters, like 1 or 2 from the side, and then bending them. When at halfway bend, I'm attaching it to the chain and closing it up. I think this was the hardest part of the entire process for me, the assembling of these earrings, because I usually don't work with the small details like that. After that, I'm attaching the second bead on top and the next link of the chain. I'm also attaching the scheme of how I'm attaching all of the beads and the flowers after they get baked, so it's going to be easier for you to follow that scheme. After the small beads, I start adding the bigger ones. And after the flowers are baked, I'm adding on a little bit of the white acrylic paint on the edges of each flower and letting it dry. And after that, starting with the rose quartz flowers, I start attaching them to the chain. My chain is 3 millimeters, like each link is 3 millimeters, so it was pretty hard to attach all 4 beads on just one link. So if you get a bigger chain, I think that would be way easier. And after I attach the rose quartz flowers, I start adding on the pink one. So it's going to be like a little transition. And here you can see that I have 3 rose quartz flowers and 1 pink one. And for the next chain link, I'm going to be adding all of the pink one. And here I already added the purple ones. And I added all of the flowers already. Here how it looks. Now it's time to add on the findings. And I'm doing the cut 1 link of the chain before all of my beads are attached to. I'm gonna fill it in later, but for now, I'm just attaching my finding into that chain link. Doing the same thing for the second earring, skipping one link and cutting out the chain and adding on the finding. And since I have that one link that like as a gap in between our beads in the finding, I'm gonna add a few little beads there. I added 3. And if you have the bigger beads, I think that would look even better. Since I didn't have it, I added the small ones and they were like barely visible there. So they didn't fill in that gap in between the finding and the bead. And here how my earrings look like. It's definitely a hard process and I cannot say that I enjoyed it, but I think the result is pretty cute. I think I might play around with this earrings a little bit more, create different beads. And if you like this video, don't forget to leave a comment down below and we see each other in the next one.